Welcome to GKey Solutions Private Limited.
SQL Server Integration Services, classes and real-time interview questions and answers. Part 35. What is RowCount transformation in SSIS? In this part of training, we are going to discuss about what is RowCount transformation in SSIS. The RowCount transformation in SSIS, that is SQL Server Integration Services, is a built-in data flow transformation used to count the number of rows that pass through a data flow pipeline and store that count in a variable. It doesn't modify the data itself, it only counts rows. Definition of it is the RowCount transformation captures the number of rows flowing through it and saves that value into an SSIS integer variable. This variable can later be used for logging, auditing, conditional operations, sending email alerts, row level validations, etc. Let us see these things practically in SSIS. We are in SSIS. I am trying to create a package here. I am trying to rename it as RowCount transformation. See, I'll capture the RowCount transformation by using for each loop container as well. I'll explain you what is going to happen in this package. Here I'm having 3 CSV files. Each file is having 1000 records like EMP1, EMP2 and EMP3, and I'm going to load these 3 tables into a target table, and I'll be having one log table. By using the RowCount transformation, I'll capture the rows of each file and I'll load those data into like log table. Here, this is the primary table that I have created. This is the target table and this is the log table. Log table is having ID, file path, that means each file path like EMP1, EMP2, EMP3, and row count. Each file, what is the count is going to be entered here, and date, at what time the count has been entered into the log table. This we will going to do by using RowCount transformation and expressions in execute SQL task. Here let us check 2 tables. We are not having any data right now. We are going to insert the data into the target table from 3 CSV files, and we are going to log the log table as well. This would be the expression that I'll explain once the situation comes in the package. Now what we have to do is, first I'm taking for each loop container. In for each loop container, in collections, I'm just taking like before that I'll try to create the variables. Here I'm trying to create a variable, 2 variables called, one would be file path, and here the file path variable is a string variable. Here I'm going to take the first file path as default file path, I'm giving it for this, and second variable would be row count. This is the second variable and it would be an integer variable. Each time the count is going to be captured by using this variable. Now we are going to configure the for each loop container. In for each loop container, coming to the collections, here you'll see the list of enumerators. In that I'll be taking for each file enumerator. Here I'm trying to browse the folder from where the files are going to be loaded from files, and the files are like CSV files, CSV, and before is whatever name, all the CSV files are going to be captured and one by one are going to be iterated. And coming to the variable mappings, I'm mapping these things into the file path. Each time the file name is going to be get into this file path variable, and the configuration of file for each loop container is done, and I'm trying to load the data by using data flow task. In data flow task, we have to load the flat files, that means CSV files. We have to take a component, source component called flat file source. Here I'm taking this, I'm making a new connection for this. I'm taking first file as a default file for this. To iterate the process, I'm taking the first file and column names. If you see, this is the data which is having 1000 records in it. And after this, from the for each loop container file enumerator, we try to get files one by one. This could, for example, the first file has come here. It will have a count of 1000 records. We have to capture the count. That thing we used to do by using RowCount transformation. We have to take the RowCount transformation. Here, you need to just configure. Once you open that RowCount, it will ask for the variable. You can configure whatever the count of rows coming from the first file is going to be given to this RowCount transformation. That is going to be the given to the variable which we have created. And then we have to load the data into the OLEDB destination, that is SQL Server database. For that I am taking OLEDB destination. Here I am trying to make a connection. This the connection already established. I am taking it. The table also there only. I am taking table or view fast load. Our table destination table is EMP data. Let us view is there any data existing. No data right now. Let us go to the mappings. Mappings also fine. The configuration of this thing is done. Now we have to make the flat file connection dynamic. For that, if you click on this flat file connection, we'll go to the expressions in the properties. Here we can take the connection string and we can make, or we can take the file path. Why? Because this file path is going to be changed by using the file enumerator, like for each file enumerator in for each loop container. If you evaluate, this is the first type iteration file that we have taken. Every iteration this file name is going to be changed and the file is going to be inserted, and the row count also changes every time. Now we have configured this one, data flow task. To capture the logging, we have to take the execute SQL task. In execute SQL task, each file is loaded. We have to log the table. That means logging table we have to log. Our log table also in demo.GKey database. Here, instead of indirect input, we are going for the expressions. In expression, I'm taking SQL statement source. If you open the expression, it will open the window like this. Here we have an insert statement that is ready with me. This is the statement, insert log table values. For first column, that is file path, the value will come from the file path variable, and second would be second variable value, that is row count, would be coming from the row count variable. It is an integer value. In insert into log tables, this will convert it to a string. That's why we are using this function to convert this value into a string. And final is a dated column that is going to be inserted by using the get date. I'm going to use this one here. Just evaluate it. It is working fine now. Now in the expressions we have used file path and row count variables, and we have configured the execute SQL task as well. Here, by using the for loop container, we'll get each file is going to be given to the variable, that is file path variable. That file is come to data flow task, and that file is going to be inserted into the target table. While inserting, log table also logged by using the row count that we have used inside the data flow task. Now I'm trying to start the package. The package is executing. Now package got executed successfully. Let us check the data. Here I'm checking the data. See, these are 3000 records have been inserted. Each file has 1000 records. Let us check the log table. In log table, first time emp1 data.csv has been loaded. It is having 1000 records. This is the date of the loading, and this is the second table. This is the third table. In such a way, each time 1000 records got inserted. By using row count transformation, this transformation captures the row count and it has given to the variable, and it has been loaded like this in the table called log table. In this way, row count transformation is going to be used in different situations as we discussed in the previous slide. I think you got some idea about the row count transformation. Thank you.
Stay connected with GKey IT Solutions on all your favorite platforms. Follow us on YouTube,
LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest content. Join the GKey community and grow your IT career with us.